Here's Dick Powell as Richard Diamond, private detective.
Diamond Detective Agency, surplus homicide, surplus hand grenades, black market embalming.
Oh, Rick.
Oh, Helen, what's with you?
It's what's with you I'm worried about.
What do you mean, what's with me?
You know what's with you.
Now, you stop that. That's my routine.
I want that which you pilfered from the living room the other night, and I want it back, and I want it right away.
Oh, but Helen, baby.
Don't you baby me. Now, you get it down here.
But I can't leave the office. I just got in. I haven't even washed out one sock.
Rick, it wasn't fair when you stole that picture, and I've been embarrassed about it ever since. Now, I want it back.
Oh, but honey, don't be that way. It looks lovely.
Can you see it?
Well, sure. Got it right on my desk.
Now, Rick, I won't have it.
Now, look, if anybody asks about it, I'll say it's me.
You never were a baby. You started with a beard and a low whistle.
Honey, I had a baby picture just like it once, and believe me, from the way you're facing in the picture, you couldn't tell the difference between us.
I'm lying on a rug. You probably had yours taken on spikes. Now, you bring that right over, or I'll tell everybody your middle name.
Helen.
I'll see you in 20 minutes, or I'll take a full-page ad in the Times.
You wouldn't.
20 minutes. With the picture. Bye.
Helen. Oh, dandy.
Mr. Diamond?
Yes, but I'm afraid you'll have to come back. I've got to take care of something that might mean my whole future as a private detective.
I'm sorry. I won't keep you, but... Well, could you tell me the name of another good detective?
There aren't any. Goodbye.
Oh, please. I don't know where to go.
Oh, now, well, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Something's really wrong, isn't it?
Oh, well, that's all right, Mr. Diamond. You go on. I'll find someone.
Look, I really didn't know you were in a tough spot. I've got enough time to listen.
Oh, thank you.
Who recommended me?
My son. Oh, I've heard about you for several years. My name's Kirby, Mrs. Lenore Kirby.
How do you do, Mrs. Kirby? Just how did your son know me?
Well, he didn't know you well, only by reputation. He was a private detective also.
Kirby? Bill Kirby?
Yes.
Wow. Now, tell me what's worrying you, Mrs. Kirby.
Well, I don't know quite where to start. Bill has been acting strangely for the last month or so.
What exactly do you mean by strangely?
Well, he's changed. He's begun to act nervous and irritable. When his sister or I would try to find out what was wrong, he'd get angry. He got steadily worse. And then one morning, Gloria...
Gloria?
My daughter, Bill's sister.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, she went into his room. He was asleep, so she started to hang up his trousers. When she turned them upside down, a lot of money dropped on the floor.
Oh? Well, what do you mean, a lot of money?
Gloria said there must have been several $1,000s. Mostly $100 bills.
Did he have another source of income? I mean, besides the private detective business?
Oh, no. At least nothing I know of. We're not wealthy, Mr. Diamond. Bill supports us with what he makes, and Gloria works as a secretary in a law firm, and I try to keep my house in order. Of course, I haven't been terribly well since the children's father died 10 years ago.
I see. Then what happened?
Well, Gloria started to put the money back in Bill's trousers, and he woke up. They had a terrible argument. Bill accused her of snooping, and she accused him of doing something illegal. The next day, Bill packed his clothes and left the house. He took a small apartment on 110th Street.
Now, what is it you want me to do?
Oh, well, there's more to the story. Bill continued to send me money to keep the house going, much more than he'd ever contributed before. I went over to his apartment several times and asked him about the money, and every time there'd be an argument.
Did he give you any kind of an excuse?
No, he just said he'd run into a good thing, and that as long as it was helping out with the house, I shouldn't ask any questions.
All right. Then what happened?
Well, 3 days ago, Bill came over to the house. I could tell he was terribly worried about something. He gave me a package. told me to hide it until he came for it and not to open it. Then he disappeared. He didn't go to his office or his apartment, and I haven't heard from him since.
Did you call the police?
Well, I didn't want to. He's mixed up in something. Oh, Mr. Diamond, I'm sure something's happened to my boy. I just know it has.
Look, Mrs. Kirby, I admit it sounds a little fishy, but you never can tell. Maybe it's a girl. Could be a lot of things. Where do you live?
984 Amsterdam Avenue. Oh, thank you.
Now, you go on home. Take it easy. I'll let you know if anything turns up.
All right. I'm sorry. I don't usually cry like this. Oh, Mr. Diamond, about your fee.
Mrs. Kirby?
Yes?
Do you cook?
Yes, I'm considered quite a good cook.
Well, if I do anything for your son, I'm a sucker for corned beef and cabbage. Now, go on home, and I'll keep in touch with you.
Goodbye, Mr. Diamond. God bless you.
I'm afraid he knows me too well. Goodbye, Mrs. Kirby. Funny how you can run into a situation like that. Any other time, it's got to be $100 a day in expenses. But that's because trouble doesn't usually bother me. There's too much of it around, and everybody's a stockholder. Then a little old lady walks in with a bucket full of heartache, and you realize the $100 a day in expenses is only the difference you carry around to make up for that big, cold world outside. I put my merit badge away, grabbed Helen's picture off the desk, and headed for 975 Park Avenue.
Well, you're late. I was just going to call the papers, but I wasn't quite sure how you spell your middle name. It's, C-H-O...
Here's the picture.
Thank you.
I didn't know you had a mole in your...
Rick. Aren't you coming in?
No, I'm not. I'm mad. Won't even let me keep your little baby picture. Now, about that mole...
Now, you stop that. Why can't you come in?
Well, I got a client right after I talk to you. I got to go down to the 5th precinct and do some checking.
Will I see you tonight?
If you'll tell me about the mole.
Now, Rick.
See you at 8. Bye, mole. A Sam. A baby. I left Helen and started down Park Avenue. Every private detective must get a license before he can operate, and the police department has to issue it. So I headed for the 5th Precinct Police Station. When I walked in the squad room, I spotted Sergeant Otis looking like he was headed for the elephant's graveyard. What's the matter with you, Otis? You're greener than a new lawn.
Oh, hello, Shamus. I don't feel so good.
No, as a matter of fact, you don't. A little pudgy around the shoulders.
Ah, come on, lay off. Tell you I feel sick.
Let's see your tongue.
Huh? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
well, how's it look?
I don't know. But be careful who you show it to. Somebody's liable to think it's poisonous and kill it with a stick. Hello, Walt.
Oh, no. Okay, I'm too tired to be scared off today. Who's dead and where?
Not today, Walt. And what are you so tired about?
We had a killing this morning. I've questioned every suspect in the whole state. Nothing.
Who got dead?
Maybe you knew him. A Shamus.
Kirby?
What? Hey, how the devil did you know that?
Just a guess.
Guess my 38. You know something?
I don't know anything, Walt. Kirby's mother was just in my office.
Oh.
Yeah, oh.
Well, you don't have to get sore.
I'm not sore. Just wondering who's going to tell Mrs. Kirby.
Otis went over there a little while ago. He saw the sister. The mother wasn't home yet.
Oh, that's why he looks so bad.
Yeah, I guess so. Wouldn't you?
Okay, where's the body?
Downstairs. Want to take a look?
Not especially. I told his mother I'd do something for him, and right now I don't seem to be able to think of a thing.
Get the killer. Help me.
Okay, let's go down and take a look.
Right over here.
Been in the river.
Yeah. Put 4 slugs in him first, though.
What kind of a gun?
12-gauge shotgun. Used a deer load.
Anything on him?
Just the usual identification.
Okay, let's put him back.
I don't know why he got knocked off. No motive, no nothing.
The mother has quite a story.
Yeah?
She told me her son...
Oh, no. Yeah?
And here comes Malicious.
Hey, we just got a call. Kirby's mother and sister just got beat up. Something awful.
What?
Come on, Walt.
Oh, this is crazy. First the son gets it for no apparent reason, then the rest of the family get beat up.
I think I can tell you why the mother and sister got beat up.
Yeah, why?
Probably the package Kirby left with his mother.
What package?
I'll tell you about it on the way over in the car.
Okay, Otis, okay. Come on, step on it.
Lieutenant.
Yeah. This time you can use the siren.
Oh, boy.
Hello, Mr. Diamond. Come in.
Hello, Mrs. Kirby. The doctor tells us you won't allow them to take you to the hospital.
No, I'm not leaving my house. It'll take more than 2 cheap hoodlums to drive me out of my house.
Well, the doctor says you'll be all right, but I think the hospital might be safer for a few days.
This is Lieutenant Levinson, Mrs. Kirby.
How'd you do,
How do you
Lieutenant?
do? I know you don't feel much like talking.
Oh, no, that's quite all right. I'll be glad to help in any way that I can.
Were they after the package your son left with you?
Yes, but I didn't give it to them. I almost did when they started to hit Gloria, but I knew they had something to do with Bill's death.
And you knew the package was important, too.
Yes,
Oh, where is the package, Mrs. Kirby?
in the bread box, in a bread wrapper.
Pretty cute.
Otis,
Yeah, Lieutenant?
go in the kitchen and bring me the loaf of bread in the bread box.
You want some sardines, too?
Otis, just the bread. Please?
Oh, okay.
Mrs. Kirby, the 2 men who came here, do you think you could identify them?
Oh, yes, it would be hard to forget them.
You're sure you don't have any idea what kind of trouble your son was in?
No,
Here's the bread, Lieutenant.
Yeah. Well, I'll be...
Hey, it's a shoe.
Is this one of your son's shoes, Mrs. Kirby?
no, he wears a much smaller size. No, that isn't his shoe.
I don't get this. Nothing in it, just a shoe.
A big one. What size is it?
Hey,
What's the matter?
well, shoe size on the inside. It says 6B and then 5 numbers after it.
Well, if that's a 6B, Otis wears matchboxes.
Oh, yeah? Otis.
Oh, okay.
I don't understand. Why would Bill leave a shoe and act like it was so important?
Because it probably was very important.
You think these numbers?
Could be. Let's see. Well, if these numbers do mean anything, it sure isn't going to be easy finding out. Here's something, Walt.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Shoe's got new heels on it. It's been half soled.
Otis.
Yeah, Lieutenant.
Take the shoe down at the station. Give it to the lab. See what they can find out. And then get the boys out and check every shoe repair shop in the city. I want to know where the shoe was half sold.
Okay.
Mrs. Kirby, you're sure you can't think of a thing that might give us a tip about your son?
No, nothing, Mr. Diamond.
Rick, I'm going down to the station. Find out about that shoe. And then I'll send our rogues gallery over so Mrs. Kirby can try and pick out the 2 guys who worked her over. Oh, check with me if you find out anything, will you?
Right, Walt?
Mr. Diamond, there's no reason for you to go on with this case. My son's dead. You can't help him now. I'm sure your business is very important.
Mrs. Kirby, I said I'd do something for your son. Well, I was a little late. Now I'm going to do something for me. There's a killer loose, and 2 slobs who beat up women. I'm a little unhappy, Mrs. Kirby, so I've got to square this beef the only way I know how. First, I'd like to talk to your daughter. Now, look, Gloria. It's tough, and I don't like to stick my big nose in when it is. But you want something done about it, don't you?
Yes.
Then think real hard. Can you tell me anything about your brother that might be connected with his death?
No, Mr. Diamond. I've thought and thought. I just can't understand it.
You may have been looking for the wrong thing, a reason or a motive. That's not what I want.
What do you want?
Something you might not even realize, something that might not seem important, but is very important. Now try to think. When you first began to suspect that your brother was in trouble, did he mention any names, talk about any places?
No. Not that I can remember.
What did he do when he wasn't at his office?
Oh, please. Please, I don't know. I just don't know.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mom and I appreciate what you're doing, Mr. Diamond. Right now it's hard for me, but I'll try.
Okay. No places? No names? Did he have a girl?
No, he didn't have a girl. He led a fairly simple life. Had a regular routine.
Routine?
Mm-hmm. Mom used to worry about it sometimes. Said he didn't have enough fun. Didn't know anybody.
What kind of a routine was this?
Well, the usual thing around the house in the morning. He'd go to work. On his way home, he always stopped at a bar on Columbus Avenue for a beer. Then home. Dinner. Read until 10:30 or 11. Go to bed.
Nothing else?
No, he did that every day. At least up until the time when he started acting funny and I found all that money.
I see. Well, thanks. I'll let you know if anything turns up, Gloria.
Thank you, Mr. Diamond. I hope you...
Yeah. I left the Kirby house and walked out on the street. It was getting near 6 o'clock and a light breeze was blowing the night in. It was turning cold, so I flipped my collar up and started for Columbus Avenue and the bar that Bill Kirby used to stop in for a beer. I turned down 88th Street, picked up speed to shake the chill out of my ankles.
Hey, you.
Yeah?
You Diamond?
So what?
So where's this shoe?
Oh, you're going to find it harder working me over than a couple of women.
Working you over, maybe, yeah. Killing you? Everybody dies easy. Give me the shoe.
Where's your friend?
Move in this alley. I'll give you an introduction.
I'm busy.
You're going to be busy getting dead if you don't get in the alley. I got my gun in my pocket.
I bet you shrink 4 feet when you aren't carrying it.
What? Okay.
You get him?
Yeah. But it don't look like he's got the shoe on him.
Yeah, but he knows where it is.
Tell me, boys, is it fun beating up women?
More fun beating up those gumshoes. Ain't it, Danny?
Sure. You want to tell us where the shoe is, Shamus?
Right now, it should be in the police lab.
Hey, Danny, you think those cops really took it out of the house?
I don't know. I couldn't see. Diamond, I still think the old dame gave it to you when she went up to see you at your office this morning.
What did you kill her son for?
Who said I killed him, friend? Kirby got smart about the shoe like you did. He got dead for his trouble. How do you feel about your future, friend?
Pretty good. The cops will figure that shoe out.
Not unless they know what they're looking for. He ain't got the shoe on him, Bart. I think he's telling the truth. Let's go tell the boss.
Yeah, what do we do with the gumshoe?
Oh, I'm surprised at you, Bart. Give me your sap.
Hey, now, wait a minute.
For what?
Okay. You gonna knock him off?
I get a salary for killing. The boss ain't paying me to knock this guy off. I want to save him in case he thinks I should later on. Let's go.
It isn't easy coming out of a fast beating. When the guy works you over slow, you don't go to sleep right away. Not until he wants you to anyway. Then he taps you with a good one, and that's it. When he does it in a hurry, the first one's enough to stun a dragon, but for some reason he decides you need a few more. And, friend, that's when coma sets in. When I finally pulled myself out of it, my watch said 7 o'clock, and my head felt like a balloon with rice in it. I finally came around to a reasonable way of thinking and headed for the bar on Columbus Avenue.
Yes, sir? What? Holy Ike.
Give me anything with nerves in it and tell me where your phone is.
Sure. You're a mess.
Yeah, I know. Been advertising a popular cigarette. Been stepping out of thousands of store windows all over the country. Now, where's your phone?
Right over there, the end of the bar. Hey, you want I should put some plasma in this drink?
Oh, that was a Jim dandy.
Lieutenant Levinson, homicide.
Walt, Rick,
Rick, where the devil you been?
playing patty cake with the 2 gonnips who worked over Mrs. Kirby and her daughter.
Well, we've been trying to get you. Otis been calling blondes all over town. Mrs. Kirby and her daughter identify the 2 hoods.
First name's Bart and Danny?
Yeah, Bart Franchetti and Danny Miller. We have a pickup out on them now. They hurt you bad?
Oh, I'll make it, but I'm going to ache for a while. What did you find out about the shoe?
Well, we really got some fast action on those half-soles. Figured if Kirby picked him up in a shoe repair shop, it must have been somewhere in his neighborhood. We were lucky. We were right. Little shoe shop on Columbus Avenue.
Columbus Avenue? What address?
695. Why?
Because I'm in a bar right across the way.
Huh?
Can't see the shoe store now because it's too dark, but Kirby's sister told me you used to come in here for dinner. He could have watched it then.
Oh, stay there. I'll be right over.
Here you are, mister.
Thanks. Say, did you know Bill Kirby?
The shamus? Oh, Oh, sure. What do you mean, did I know him?
He's pretty dead.
Oh, no.
He came in here every day, didn't he?
Yeah, for a beer. But come to think of it, I ain't seen him since he left...
Left you what?
Nothing at all.
Now, wait a minute. If Kirby left you anything, let's have it.
If Kirby's dead, I'll turn it over to the cops.
You want the badge?
Oh, well, okay. Why didn't you say so? I got it in the cash register. He told me if anything happened to him to turn it over to the law. Okay. Here. Just an envelope.
Thanks.
What is it?
Name and address. Look. Lieutenant Levins will be here in a few minutes. Tell him I've gone to this address, 18 North River.
That's down near the docks.
Yeah. And tell him I've gone to find a guy named, James Willis.
Continental Shipping. Mr. Lon, one moment, please. Continental Shipping. Mr. Willis, who's calling? One moment, please.
Honey, is Mr. Willis in?
Yes. The emergency hospital's on the second floor.
I always go around this way. It makes people notice me. Which is Mr. Willis's office, dear?
Right over there, but I'm afraid you can't...
Here's the badge, baby. And don't ring him.
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Well. James Willis. When did you change your name from Kozlik?
Now, look, Diamond, I've got a good job here. I never could have gotten it if the company had known I was James Kozlik and I'd done time.
In the shipping business, huh? What's an old-time safecracker like you doing in the shipping business?
You're not a cop anymore, Diamond. You helped put me away once, but I've quit the rackets, and I'm doing fine in a legit way. Now you can leave.
What does your company ship?
We're in export and import firm. We ship and receive everything. Now get out.
What does your company import that might interest two professional thugs like Bart and Danny?
What? I don't know what you mean.
Where do you have your shoes fixed? Little place on Columbus Avenue, maybe?
I don't know what you're talking about, and I don't intend to sit here and listen to you and your riddles. Miss Williams, will you please have one of the watchmen sent in to show Mr. Diamond out?
Yes, sir. But two gentlemen wish to see you. They say it's very important.
Well, I can't see anyone.
Well, I think maybe you better. They seem very definite.
Miss Williams, I don't...
What's the matter, Mr. Willis?
Diamond, let go of my hair.
Tell her to show the gentleman in, or I'll make Sitting Bull look like a piker. Go on.
Send the two gentlemen in, Miss Williams.
Okay. I'm going over here behind the door. You be a good boy.
You nearly pulled all my hair out.
Well, what's the difference? The way things look, the state might have to shave your head anyway.
Hey, Willis, we want to talk to you.
Well, what's the matter? You sore because we came up here?
Hey, what's with the guy? He just sits there holding his head.
Good evening, boys.
Hey, look who's here.
Yeah, it's the shamus. And he looked pretty.
You fools, you two blundering fools.
Now, wait a minute. If you're worried about Diamond, we'll take care of him.
I told you I could never be seen with you. You know how we've all watched when the gold shipments come in?
Oh, that's it. That's what the shoe was all about.
Yeah, you're a smart one.
Shut up. I've got to think.
You got the confidential shipping report and put it in that shoe in some kind of code so it could be picked up. Then your dear little boys were going to try to hijack the gold. Well.
Want me to shut him up?
No, you crazy. That secretary saw him come in. Take him out the same way.
I'm going to be stubborn.
Yeah?
Oh, okay. Isn't it silly what a little 38 can do?
Let's go.
All right, but look, as long as I'm probably going to end up in the river, would you mind telling me one thing?
Yes, I do.
No, that's swell. That's really swell. Kirby recognized you going into that shoe store. He remembered you had a record, so he probably tailed you. Found out where you worked and went back to take a look at that shoe. He found the same thing wrong that I did. The numbers weren't his shoe size, and he probably thought it was crazy when you left only one shoe. So he took the shoe.
You always were a pretty smart cop, Diamond. Danny.
Yeah, boss.
Before you kill the smart cop, pull his hair out.
Pull his hair out?
By the roots. Now take him out of here.
Was Kirby blackmailing you, Willis?
Yes. And being stupid, he didn't know what the shoe was for, but he knew it was worth something. Now, please, Danny, get Mr. IQ through that door.
Move. Okay.
I'm looking for Mr. Willis.
Yeah, what's funny, shamus?
You boys are in for a big surprise.
Oh, Mr. Willis must be free. Here they come now.
Just keep walking, Shamus. Nothing's wrong.
Oh, are you gentlemen through with Mr. Willis?
Yeah, that's the gun, and he'll see you.
Thank you.
Let's go, Shamus.
Oh,
One more thing.
Yeah, now what?
Duck, Rick.
Thanks, Walt.
And you take it easy, Bart.
I ain't going from the gun. I ain't doing nothing. Please, don't shoot.
Walt, James Willis is really James Kozlik. I'm going in after him.
Well, here, Cat, you'll need a gun. Is he in there?
Out the window. I went over to the window fast and spotted my man just dropping down off the fire escape. The building fronted on a long dock, and Willis had 50 yards to go before he could find cover. Then I said that stupid thing.
Willis! In the name of the law, stop!
Well, he didn't stop in the name of the law, so I rested my arm on the windowsill and led him about 2 feet. At 50 yards, a running man can be hard to hit with a .38. Sometimes.
You get him, Rick?
Yeah. See you down at the station.
How do you like it, Rick?
No cream. 12 lumps.
All right. Say, I had a phone call from the president of Continental Shipping where that Willis guy worked.
Oh, what do you make this coffee out of? Gunpowder?
He says there's always been a standing reward of $1,000 for the apprehension of any person attempting to rob their shipment.
Uh-huh. Hey, Diamond, Miss Asher phoned. She wants you should call.
Thanks, Otis.
Thanks. What's wrong with you?
You heard him, Otis. He said thanks.
Okay. He must be sick.
More coffee, Rick?
Yeah, I'll have another cup.
Hello?
Hi, honey.
Rick, where are you? I thought you were coming over.
Well, baby, I've got to stop by and see a nice old lady named Kirby. Her son got killed.
Oh, I'm sorry. Will I see you later?
No, I don't think so, honey. I'm a little tired.
All right, Rick.
Well, don't sound too unhappy. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Well, all right. But you always sing to me, and I wanted you to sing tonight.
Well, I haven't gotten any letters from the apartment building next door yet, so I'm going to lay off 1 week and see if the tenants miss the singing.
All right, Rick. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Goodbye, baby.
Bye, Rick.
Well, I think I'd better get over to Mrs. Kirby's, Walt.
Oh, don't you want your coffee?
Yeah, give it to Otis.
What are you going to tell Mrs. Kirby? I mean about her son and the blackmail.
Well, what are you going to tell Continental Shipping?
Well, you caught him. You get the 1,000.
Oh, Mrs. Kirby's pretty broke.
Uh-huh.
Kirby was the one who really spotted the play.
Yeah, but if I say anything about the blackmail...
What blackmail?
Huh? Oh, yeah. Yeah, come to think of it, that was another case, wasn't it?
See you later, Walt.
Rick.
Yeah?
Oh, nothing. Be a good boy.
You have just heard Richard Diamond, Private Detective, starring Dick Powell. Helen was played by Virginia Gregg, Lieutenant Levinson by Ed Begley. Also in our cast were Wilms Herbert, Stephen Dunn, Peggy Weber, and William Johnstone. Music was under the direction of Frank Worth. Richard Diamond is written by Blake Edwards and directed by Richard Sandell. Dick Powell soon will be seen in the screen version of the best-selling novel, Mrs. Mike. Now, this is Eddie King inviting you to be with us again at the same time next week when we will again bring you Dick Powell as Richard Diamond, Private Detective. Saturday night brings some of the week's best radio entertainment when you tune for the stars on NBC. Stay tuned every Saturday for a great lineup of programs, including Hollywood Star Theater, Ralph Edwards' Truth or Consequences, Your Hit Parade, A Day in the Life of Dennis Day, The Judy Canova Show, and Grand Ole Opry. All the best on NBC.
Listen while the makers of Rexall drug products and 10,000 independent Rexall family druggists bring you Dick Powell as Richard Diamond, Private Detective. Good evening. This is Bill Foreman speaking to you for the 10,000 independent druggists who have made the word Rexall part of their own store names. They've done that because they recommend and sell the 2,000 or more drug products made by the Rexall Drug Company. All this month, Rexall family druggists are offering 4 of these products at attractive bargain prices. Just listen. Rexall hydrogen peroxide, USP 3%, a pint for only 30 cents. Rexall Epsom salt, medicinally pure, regular 41-cent pound, now only 27 cents. Rexall mineral oil, extra heavy body, non-habit forming, and non-fattening, the regular 69-cent pint, down now to only 46 cents. Alco-Rex rubbing alcohol compound, top quality, the regular 49-cent pint, yours now for only 32 cents. Remember, these bargains are available all during August at Rexall drugstores everywhere. And remember this, too. You can depend on any drug product that bears the name Rexall. Good health to all from Rexall. Now, your Rexall family druggist brings you a transcribed half hour with Richard Diamond, Private Detective, starring Dick Powell. Diamond Detective Agency. We can solve any crime but television.
Diamond, stop clowning and get right down here.
Well, Sergeant Loveloom. What's the matter, Otis? Didn't the zoo pick up your option?
Oh, now quit that. You gotta get right down here. Something terrible's happened.
They haven't made you commissioner.
Worse than that. Lieutenant Levinson's been kidnapped.
Diamond to see you, Captain.
Hello, Collins.
Oh, all right, Diamond.
Otis just called me about Walt.
Now, look, Rick. I know Walt's a personal friend of yours. He's a good friend of mine, too. But this is police business. A cop's been kidnapped.
Diamond was a cop for 6 years.
I don't need a case history, Sergeant.
Oh, get off it, Charlie. I'm down here to help.
Of course you are. But there's one thing I won't stand for, Rick. The way you operate.
Well, what's the matter with the way I operate?
I know how you feel about Walt, and when a guy feels that strongly about someone, he's liable to do a lot of things to get a few answers.
Oh, for Pete's sake, Charlie. What are you going to do? Hold a tea party and hope someone will spread some gossip?
That's not fair, Rick.
Well, if you think I'm going to sit back knowing that Bert Fisher's got Walt...
Who said anything about Bert Fisher?
Well, nobody had to say anything. Pretty obvious, isn't it? Walt sent Bert's brother Art to the electric chair. Bert swore he'd get Walt for it. Fisher dies tonight, doesn't he?
Yeah. Sure, I think it's Bert Fisher, too. And we're going to do everything about it we can.
Bert's been in Detroit, hasn't he?
Yeah. I've got a call into Detroit. Should be hearing any time.
This phone call you got saying they had Walt.
I didn't have time to trace it. The guy said Walt was being held, and when Art Fisher dies tonight in the chair, so does Walt.
Charlie, I'm going to work on this thing whether you like it or not.
Well, that figures. But I promise you, Rick, I won't save your skin if you get out of line.
Any leads yet?
No. You're rounding up the usual stoolies.
Well, I know a couple of boys who might have a few angles.
Who?
Nobody who would give you any information. These guys aren't stoolies. They might tell me because I think they like me. You see, Charlie, sometimes it pays not to be a cop.
I'll expect any information you get, Rick.
Oh, sure. Well, I'll see you later.
Rick?
Yeah?
Be a good boy, will you?
Collins, if we don't find Walt by 11 o'clock, can you hold up Fisher's execution?
No.
Oh, that's swell. I'll keep in touch.
Hey, Diamond, you think you can do anything?
And I can try. Do me a favor, Otis.
Okay.
Get me a complete background on Bert Fisher. Everything. All his friends, his record, as far back as you can go.
Gee, Diamond, I'm scared for the lieutenant.
You're not alone with that one, Otis. In the Bowery, living in a broken-down rooming house, was a man. 20 years ago, he'd come to the big city with his trumpet tucked under his arm. He'd started playing with little combinations along 52nd Street, and pretty soon the word got around. Everyone came to listen to him. They called him the Dean of Jazz, and the title stuck. Then one night he had an argument with one of the Fusari mob, and the next morning they found him in an alley, half dead, his face beaten to a pulp. It was a long time before the Dean could get around again, and it was a lot longer before he could play his trumpet. And by then, no one would have him. He couldn't make enough with the horn, so he tried crime. That's where I met him. I did him a favor, and a short time later he went straight.
He'd still kept his underworld connections, but he wasn't a stoolie. I'd just done him a favor once.
Yeah, who is it?
Richard Diamond.
Oh. Hello, Diamond.
How you, Dean? Like to see you.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of figured you would.
Dean, you ever run into a guy named Fisher? Bert Fisher?
How about a drink?
No, thanks.
Skull. Oh, man, it's going to be hot today.
This, Bert Fisher grabbed Lieutenant Levinson. Says he's going to kill him.
I can't help you.
Oh, Dean, I just need one little lead to get started.
Yeah, sure. I wish I had a fan in here.
How's business?
It isn't. I make enough to pay the rent.
How about a few bucks to keep you going?
Well, I ain't proud, but it won't buy you anything.
The lieutenant's a good friend.
Yeah. Word got around this morning.
Yeah. Here's 10. Buy yourself some groceries.
Oh, thanks. You did me a favor once.
Forget it.
Bert Fisher's got a lot of rough hoods working for him. They're most all from Detroit, but they kill the same as anyone from here.
Mm-hmm. Dean, do you know anything at all?
I might. Who wants to die?
Hey, still blow pretty good.
Oh. Sure, me and Bix.
Well, I'll see you around.
Yeah, thanks for the 10.
Oh, Dean, about 11 o'clock tonight, play a few bars at the funeral march.
Oh, Diamond,
Yeah?
you remember this tune, don't you?
For it was Mary, Mary, plain as any name can be.
You got it, pal. See you around.
Sergeant Loveloon.
Oh, this is Diamond, Otis. What'd you find out?
Oh, I got reports on everybody we know is connected with Bert Fisher. You want me to read them off?
Anybody on that list named Mary?
Mary? No, these guys are all named Hallelujah or something.
Look, check all of those names and see if Fisher or any one of his boys ever knew a girl named Mary. Then after you do that,
You'll what?
Holy smoke, I'll talk to you later.
Dean!
The Dean had blown his last note. He was sprawled face down on the dirty carpet, clutching the shiny trumpet. A thin line of red was spreading out from a bullet hole in his chest, and the open window sent me across the room in a hurry. I looked out on the fire escape to see a man drop to the alley below. We both fired a split second apart. He staggered as my slug knocked him against the building, and then before I could try again, he disappeared around the corner. I turned, looked down at the Dean, and wondered if Gabriel was getting a lesson in jazz.
Diamond, I warned you before you left here
Okay, Charlie. A nice guy's been killed, but all the crying in the world isn't going to help.
Hey, I got something, Diamond.
Let's see.
Good grief, he's got the whole department working for him.
Come on, Otis, what have you got?
Is it all right, Captain?
Yeah, go ahead. I should be in the second-hand business.
Report on one of Fisher's old mob, Lou Baxter. Only one of the whole bunch who had a girl named Mary.
Mary? Who's Mary?
Charlie, look at this picture.
Lou Baxter. I've been looking at it all morning.
Oh, take another look.
This is the guy I shot climbing down off the fire escape after he killed the dean.
What?
Holy smoke.
You know where you can pick him up?
Oh, he's a local boy, all right. Didn't go back to Detroit with Fisher. I've had a call on him since 10:20 this morning. Hey, what about that girl, Otis?
Name's Mary Sinclair.
Used to go with Lou Baxter, Captain. No address on her.
Mary Sinclair and Lou Baxter, huh? Well, it's the first lead we've had. I'll get the boys on it.
Charlie had his methods and I had mine. Otis got in touch with the musicians local, and in half an hour I had a list of all the places the dean had worked since the union had a record on him. I started checking dives, restaurants, jam joints, questioning owners, bartenders, waiters. No one knew a girl named Mary Sinclair. Around 3 o'clock, I wandered into a place on 52nd Street known as the Red Parrot.
Hi.
I'm looking for information.
You a cop?
Private cop.
Uh-huh.
You remember a guy who played here last year? Trumpet man, the dean?
Sure. Everybody knows the dean. Something wrong?
The dean got himself killed.
Oh, no. See, that's too bad. Real nice guy.
You ever know a girl named Sinclair? Mary Sinclair?
No. No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Hey, mister.
Yeah?
Why don't you ask Ed? He's the boy with the fingers playing the piano. He knew the dean pretty well.
Thanks. You Ed?
Yeah. What can I do for you, Pops?
I understand you're a good friend of the dean's.
Sure, we're compatible, but I ain't seen him in a while. You looking for him?
No, for a friend of his, Mary Sinclair.
Cute chick.
Where can I find her?
Why do you want to find her, Pops?
Well, the dean was murdered a few hours ago.
She used to live over on 47th Street, 69 West. That was a year ago.
You sure about the address?
Couldn't forget it. We had a few balls up there. She was kind of a flip. We had a little combo in here, pretty crazy, too. She used to come in and listen. Real hep on jazz. Knew all the old-timers by name. Like the dean. Remembered when he was tops, before he got hurt. You ever hear him in those days?
Yeah.
I played with him a lot. Used to watch him real close sometimes. After hours, the boys would just sit around and blow because I felt like it. The dean used to lean back and close his eyes and blow things like he was getting a word from the other side. It was great. Might have been the greatest. Well, you all gotta go on ahead sometime. I guess it ain't so bad, though. The harp's a real wild instrument.
I left the piano player and headed for the address he'd given me. There was a good chance Mary Sinclair wasn't living there anymore, but it was the closest I'd come to any kind of a lead. When I got there, I held my breath and looked at the mailbox. Score for Diamond. Miss Mary Sinclair still lived in the building.
Ladies, famous beauty expert Ann Delafield says that women don't really need most of the cosmetics they own.
You mean I can actually do without all the lotions and creams I buy?
Exactly. Ann Delafield says it's nonsense to think a woman needs more than one cream. She has originated a single cream, the Ann Delafield All-Purpose Deep Cream that does everything for you. It's a face cream, a cleansing cream, neck, eye, and throat cream. All creams in one. So good for your skin and so economical, too.
Sounds marvelous. Are there other Ann Delafield cosmetics?
Yes, indeed. There are vitamins for added beauty protection, double-duty powder with built-in foundation, and other Ann Delafield beauty aids to save you time and money, yet give you the very best you can buy anywhere.
Well, you've convinced me. I'll be looking for them tomorrow.
Then look no further than your nearest Rexall drugstore, the store with the orange and blue sign. And now back to tonight's adventure with Richard Diamond, Private Detective, starring Dick Powell.
Yeah? Oh, hello.
Mary Sinclair?
Yeah. Whatever you're selling, I'll take a dozen.
I'd like to talk with you.
I'd like you to. Some other time. I'm busy right now.
I'm afraid this can't wait.
It'll have to, baby. Give me a call. Plaza 45466, Mr.
Diamond.
Okay, doll. Call me tomorrow, huh? You got your foot in the door, honey.
Old habit. Can't seem to break it.
Well, I'll break it for you, honey. Your whole leg.
You'll be sorry, doll.
All right, baby. Make it quick, huh? What do you want?
Let's talk inside.
I told you.
Yeah, I know. It's cooler in here.
The coolest. But it won't be for long.
Where's Lou Baxter?
Who?
You know, the boy you used to run around with.
I run around with a lot of boys. Ever since I was in grammar school, I ran around with boys. It's a hobby.
Where's Lou Baxter?
Baby, I don't know. You want to twist my arm? Go ahead, it might be fun.
He just killed a dean.
He did? Shame on him.
Forget it, Mary.
Hey, Lou.
Get out of the way. That's the guy who put a slug in me.
Look like you're in pretty bad shape, Baxter.
Doctor's coming. But he ain't gonna be able to help you.
See, honey, you should have come back tomorrow.
Shut up.
Well, wouldn't have been half so painful.
I want Bert Fisher.
Well, good for you. Get away from that door. Now, walk into that other room.
Hop it back.
Didn't want to play.
You shouldn't have done that, Charlie. I needed him alive.
That's gratitude for you. I knew you'd get into trouble, Diamond. So I tailed you from that last bar on 52nd. Is this, Mary Sinclair?
Charmed, I'm sure.
Ought to stay here. Call the wagon.
Right. There's a doctor coming up. I doubt if he's legit.
Wait for him, then bring him down to the station, Otis.
Right.
Come on, Miss Sinclair.
Sure, honey. You know, Mr. Diamond, I think I'll have to break that date for tomorrow.
Here are Baxter's things, Captain. Watch, wallet, nothing much.
Yeah, let's check the wallet.
Book of matches. Danny's Diner, Route 51. Check on that, Otis.
Right.
Nothing much in the wallet. Social Security, driver's license, some money. Quite a lot of money. Want to take a look?
Yeah. No addresses, huh?
Here's a ticket to a shoe repair shop.
Well, nothing much here that would give us a lead.
Yeah?
Danny's Diner is about 160 miles out on Route 51. And guess who runs it?
Oh.
Chino Amalo.
That does it. Call the authorities in that area.
Right.
Chino Amalo.
8 years for armed robbery. Used to work for Bert Fisher.
Yeah, maybe this is it. What time is it?
Going on 7. This better be it. We only have 4 hours, and we got to drive 160 miles. Captain Collins talked to the sheriff's office and set up a rendezvous with him near Danny's Diner. Then we piled into a squad car and roared across the 59th Street Bridge for Route 51.
Step on it, Otis.
We're doing 80 now.
10 to 90. It's getting late. Now, Rick, you think we should bust right in the diner and take Amalo?
No. Amalo doesn't know me. Never seen me. You stake out your men around the place and I'll go in. Give me a couple of minutes, then you come in, work on Amalo a little, and then leave. If he knows where Fisher is, he'll try to get in touch and I'll tag him.
Something for you?
A cup of coffee and a piece of pie.
We got raspberry, chocolate, lemon, peach, custard.
Raspberry.
Yeah. Here you are.
Where's the closest gas station?
About a mile down the road, but I think it's closed. It's after 10, closes at 10.
Oh, thanks.
Miss? Miss?
Yeah,
Where's Chino Amalo?
he's in the back. You want him?
Call him.
Sure. Hey, Mr. Amalo, someone wants to see you.
Okay, be right there. Yeah, something I can do. Oh, what are you doing way out here, Captain?
This your book of matches?
Yeah, that's the name of my place.
These matches on Lou Baxter. Baxter's dead.
Oh, that's too bad. You're not going to tie Baxter up with me, are you? Lots of people come in here and take my matches.
If Baxter came in here, you saw him. You're an old friend.
Well, sure, I know Lou, but I ain't seen him in years.
We got word your old boss is in town, Bert Fisher.
Oh, is that right?
Know where we might find him?
No, I haven't seen Bert in years either. Look, Captain, I've been going straight.
Sure.
You're a little out of your territory, ain't you?
This is unofficial. If you were in my jurisdiction, I'd haul you in.
Look, I tell you, I'm going straight. I don't know nothing about Lou Baxter or Bert Fisher.
Okay, Amaro. You may hear from me again.
Nice seeing you again, Captain.
No, miss.
More coffee?
Yeah. Where's the phone?
Right over there on the wall.
Is there another one?
In the kitchen, but you can't use that. Hey, you can't go back there.
Honey, it's the police. You stay where you are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is Tino. Let me talk to Fisher. Hey, what are you doing?
Don't move, Amalo.
What is this?
Cover up that mouthpiece. Cover it up.
Okay.
Now, when you get Fisher on the line, say what I tell you. Hold that receiver out so I can listen.
Look, friend.
You look. Say one thing wrong, and I'll use this gun.
You a cop?
None of your business.
Well, look,
There he is. Tell him you just heard Baxter was killed. Tell him.
Hello. Look, I just got news that the Baxter was killed.
No, that's all.
No, that's all.
So what's the matter with you?
Oh, nothing.
Okay. You got any more news? Keep in touch.
Hang on. Now, where's Fisher hiding out? Get up. Where's Fisher hiding out?
You dirty flat foot, you nearly bust my jaw.
Only nearly? Where is he, Amalo?
Well, look, you kill me if I tell you.
That's getting late. Are you going to tell me?
Okay. He's in a cabin about a mile up the road.
Come on. You got to show us.
It's just around that bend.
We better get out here and walk.
How many men has he got in there with him, Chino?
2.
Now, whose cabin is it?
Mine.
Otis, get out and tell the rest of the men to douse the lights and come over here.
Right, Captain.
Here's a piece of paper. Draw us the floor plan of that cabin. Yeah, I'll give you some light. Okay, go ahead, Amalo. How many rooms?
3.
Hey, we're all set, Captain.
Okay.
One big room with a door here, a kitchen here, and a bedroom here.
Where's Lieutenant Levinson?
I only been up there once since they got in. He was in the bedroom.
Now, how about closets, back door?
One closet in the main room here, one in the bedroom here. Let's see, a broom closet in the kitchen and the back door here.
Has it got an attic?
No.
Where's Fisher's car?
Parked around the back in the shed.
Okay, I'll have the men stake out the place. You're going to take me up there, Amalo.
Me?
He's going to take us up there.
You're a civilian, Rick. If there's any shooting to be done...
If there's going to be any shooting, I'm going to be in on it.
Wait a minute. Who said I was going to take you guys up there anyway?
I did.
I told you everything I know. I ain't going to get my head shot off.
You're going to walk us up there, Marlowe, and you're going to knock on that door.
No.
And you're going to get them to open up.
Look, they're loaded with artillery, shotguns.
When the door opens, you duck.
Okay, suicide.
You heard what the captain said, Marlowe. I'm a civilian. Without a badge, I'm allowed to get pretty nasty with you.
Look, you can't make me do something I don't want. I know my rights, Captain.
You know something, Rick? I think I'm catching a cold. I can't hear a thing.
Hey, now, wait a minute.
I'll go check the men. I trust you'll not take advantage of the prisoner, Rick. I couldn't hear if he yelled or something.
Wait. Okay. Fine cop.
All right, let's go. All right, men.
Yes, sir.
Listen now. I'm going up with Diamond. 3 of you take that side of the house. 3 take the other. You and you go around in the back to the shed where the car is.
Yeah.
Otis?
Yeah?
You and this man cover the front, but stay out of sight. If it comes, it'll come in a hurry, so close in fast.
And look, boys, the lieutenant's in the back room, so try and be as careful as you can.
All set?
Yeah. Let's go, Amalo.
There it is.
Light in the front window.
It's 10 minutes of 11. I hope their watches aren't fast.
Keep going, Amalo.
Okay, Otis. You two drop here.
Right, Captain. Good luck.
What are you stopping for, Amalo?
I just remember they told me to yell if I came up.
If you try to pull anything...
No. Honest. They told me to yell.
Okay. You stay here. We're going up on that porch. Count 20, then yell.
And play it smart. I won't fool with you, Mallow.
Okay, Captain, but I'm scared stiff.
You're not alone. Come on, Charlie.
This guy's right up there on the land. You know what he's running.
Get on that side of the door.
Hey, Bert! Bert, it's me, Gino! Hey, Bert, I gotta see you!
You alone?
Yeah. Can I come up?
It's all right on him, Ed. Okay, come on up. Get him right. What are you doing?
One going in the...
Look out! Okay. Don't shoot anymore. I'm hurt.
See you, Walt. Okay. Walt?
Well, it's about time. Get these ropes off me.
You okay, Walt?
Yeah. Thanks, Charlie. What time is it?
11 o'clock. Happy birthday.
If your vacation plans include some outdoor living, there are two great new Rexall products you should certainly take along. One is Rexall Sunburn Cream, a wonderful new soothing lotion that actually forms a protective film over the skin, spreads more evenly and stays on better than ordinary sunburn remedies. The other is Aerosol Fungi Rex, a new spray-on relief from athlete's foot that's easy, quick, and clean. You simply push a button and a greaseless, stainless spray goes direct to the infected area, eliminating messy applications and quickly relieving all the burning misery of athlete's foot. Yes, this year your vacation can be rid of those two summer plagues, sunburn and athlete's foot. Just ask for the new Rexall Sunburn Cream and Aerosol Fungi Rex at Rexall drugstores everywhere. Good health to all from Rexall. Richard Diamond, Private Detective, stars Dick Powell in the title role and was written by Blake Edwards, with music composed and conducted by Frank Worth. Dick Powell directed the RKO production Split Second, which is now in release, and his latest film appearance was in the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer award-winning The Bad and the Beautiful. Featured in tonight's cast were Wilms Herbert, Bill Johnstone, Sidney Miller, John Stevenson, Arthur Q. Bryan, Virginia Gregg, and Jay Novello. Richard Diamond, Private Detective, is transcribed in Hollywood by Jaime Del Valle. This is Bill Foreman inviting you to be with us next Sunday at this time when Rexall Drug Products again bring you Dick Powell as Richard Diamond, Private Detective. Now, a non-fattening sweetener in granulated form. It's Rexall Sweetenette Sprinkle, the sugar substitute in a shaker. Just sprinkle it on for all the taste and none of the calories. Remember the name, Rexall Sweetenette Sprinkle, at Rexall drugstores everywhere.
This is the CBS Radio Network.
The makers of Camel cigarettes present Dick Powell as Richard Diamond, Private Detective. Here's a question that was asked of 113,597 doctors in a nationwide survey a few years ago.
What cigarette do you smoke, Doctor?
The brand named most was Camel.
Again and again since then, a cross-section of America's doctors has been asked that same question.
And again, every time, the brand named most has been Camel.
Yes, according to repeated surveys, more doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette.
Now we bring you another transcribed adventure with Richard Diamond, Private Detective, starring Dick Powell.
Diamond Detective Agency, our fee deductible on next year's income tax. Richard Diamond, Private Deduction speaking.
I beg your pardon?
Sorry, it's much too wordy to go over again.
Yes. Mr. Diamond, this is Fred Lane speaking. You once did a job for a friend of mine.
Well, if your friend wants his money back, tell him I've already spent it.
Oh, no, nothing like that. He recommended you.
Well, wonders never cease.
I'd like to hire you, Mr. Diamond. May I inquire as to your fee?
You may, $100 a day in expenses.
Oh, well, that is rather steep. But I think I can manage.
Spoken like a true millionaire, Mr. Lane.
I live at 1482 Riverside. Please get here as soon as possible.
Well, I'm pretty busy, but I'll try to.
Please do, Mr. Diamond. I'll have a check waiting for you.
Mr. Lane, go to your front door. I'm there. People who promise to have checks waiting are people for whom Diamond loves to work. I went downstairs, picked up my car, and drove to the address on Riverside. Rang the doorbell, the door opened. Then my blood pressure started doing push-ups. She was tall, blonde, and wore a dress that would have even been banned on television.
You must be Mr. Diamond.
Well, how can you tell? Don't other men drool?
Come in, please. Fred's expecting you.
Fred?
Mr. Lane, my husband.
Oh.
This way, please. Fred's in the den. I do hope you'll be able to help us, Mr. Diamond.
Well, so do I. Mrs. Lane, what seems to be the trouble?
I'll let Fred explain to you. This whole business has got me rather upset. It's in here. Fred,
Yes?
Mr. Diamond's here.
Oh, good. Come in, Diamond. Come in.
I'll be upstairs, Fred.
Of course, dear. Sit down, Mr. Diamond.
Thank you.
Ah, you got here in a hurry. You're certainly true to your word, sir.
I owe it all to my Boy Scout training.
Well, here, as I promised, check.
Good. Now that we're both men of our word, let's make with some more words. Why do you want to hire me, Mr. Lane?
It's about my wife, Mary. She's being blackmailed, Mr. Diamond.
Oh, I see.
It's been going on for a month now. Finally, last night she broke down and told me all about it.
All about what, Mr. Lane? Why is she being blackmailed?
She made a few mistakes before I met her. No reason to go into that now, but the blackmailer knows all about those mistakes.
You speak as if you knew who the blackmailer was, Mr. Lane.
I do. Perhaps I should clarify that a bit, however. I don't know the man personally, but Mary tells me he was a classmate of hers during her college years.
Mm-hmm.
She told me his name was Louis Dixon, and that he was staying at the Brewster Hotel on 35th. I went there this morning to have it out with him.
And?
He checked out last night.
Huh. Mr. Lane, I still don't see why you hired me. Now that your wife's told you about the blackmail, you could just report it to the police. Next time this Dixon guy calls, they'd nab him.
I'm not interested in turning him over to the police, Mr. Diamond.
I don't quite follow you.
I'm only interested in seeing that he doesn't bother Mary anymore. When you locate Dixon, let me know. I intend to give him a thrashing he'll never forget.
That's letting a blackmailer off pretty easy, Lane.
Perhaps. But if we prosecute, well, publicity and all, I think Mary's gone through enough. Like I say, all I'm interested in seeing that he doesn't bother her anymore. Call me about 5 and let me know what progress you made. Good day, Mr. Diamond, and good luck.
And that was that. Go find a blackmailer, Diamond, so your client can beat him up. Screwy? You bet. But the $100 check in my pocket made up for my own feelings on the case, and I set out to find one Louis Dixon blackmailer. Lane seemed to think Dixon would have a record, and if he was right, Lieutenant Walt Levinson could give me a lead. It was almost noon when I parked in front of the 5th Precinct and walked into Walt's office.
Well, hello, Ricky boy. Pull up a chair. Just in time to watch me finish my lunch.
Oh, you are so generous, Walter. No thanks.
No thanks what?
No thanks. I won't have a piece of your pie.
What's wrong with this pie? My wife made it.
That's what's wrong.
You insinuating my wife's a bad cook?
Of course not. She just bakes fattening pies. They're too doughy for
How do
me.
you know it's too doughy before you taste it?
You can tell by looking at it.
That's ridiculous. Here, now let me cut this piece in two. There. Now try it.
Oh, Walt.
Go on, try it.
Well.
Yeah. Is it doughy?
Not in the least.
I guess that proves she... Wait a minute.
Something wrong, Fatty?
You've eaten my wife's pies at the house before. You never thought they were
Pour me some coffee, please, Lieutenant.
You know, I should book you for swindling. What do you want down here, anyway?
Oh, just a little peek at your files.
Who is it you're looking for this time?
Guy by the name of Louis Dixon. Ever hear of him?
Dixon? You know, Ralph Dixon, a pickpocket. Herbie Dixon, a con man. Well, I can't place a Louis Dixon offhand. What's his racket?
Blackmail lately.
Oh, charming. Why haven't we been called in on the case?
My client doesn't want publicity. Besides, he just wants to poke the guy in the snoot a few times and tell him he's been a bad boy.
What?
Yeah, that's right. Finish what's left of your pie while I go through the files. And, Walt.
Yeah?
Have your wife bake lemon meringue next time, huh?
Oh.
I checked the files. There was nothing on Louis Dixon. I thanked Walt, went to my car, and drove across town to a little bar called the Bat's Cave. The Bat's Cave was as dingy as the name implied, but I didn't go there for entertainment. I was looking for Rabbit Jones, a guy who knew more about the underworld than Rudolph Halley. Like most informers, Rabbit Jones was a mean, whining character, and he didn't like me any more than I liked him. But he did like my money, and I liked his information. It was always a fair trade. I found him in the last booth, nursing a half-filled glass of beer. Ah, hello, Rabbit.
Oh.
Well, now that's a cheerful greeting. You must have won a horse race today, or weren't you running?
Big joke. Ha-ha. Bill.
Oh, Rabbit, you spread sunshine wherever you go, don't you?
Who asked you to sit down? Oh, Diamond, I get sick of you private dicks. Go bother someone else.
Oh, drop the small talk, Rabbit. I won't pay over the usual price, so don't make your information hard to get.
Maybe I got none to sell.
Pal, the day you stop selling information, I start knitting argyles.
Okay. Who is it?
Louis Dixon.
Where's the dough?
You know I always pay.
Well, this ain't my week for trusting people. Fork it over.
Suit yourself. There. Now about Louis Dixon.
I never heard of him. Let go of
Now,
me.
don't get smart, Rabbit. I pay for talk, straight talk.
Okay. Take your hands off of me.
I there.
Yeah. You rough boys got to show your muscles, huh?
Oh, shut up. You don't get my money unless you earn it, Rabbit, so start earning.
Yeah. Like I say, I never heard of a guy named Louis Dixon. But you know, with my contacts, I can find out about him, so drop the rough stuff.
How long will it take?
Well, that all depends. What's this Dixon guy's line?
Blackmail. There's a chance he might have been mixed up in some other rackets the past few years.
Give me 2 hours. If he's been around lately, I'll find out.
Now make it 1 hour. I'll meet you back here.
Okay. Hey, Diamond.
Yeah?
I wish I had more nerve. If I had more nerve, I'd slip a shiv in you some night.
Oh, I wish you had more nerve, too, Rabbit. I'd enjoy beating you to pieces for trying it. On your way, punk. Rabbit shuffled out of the Bat's Cave with a slow, heavy step, like a man reluctant to step out into the sunlight. I spent the next hour checking contacts of my own, then returned to the Bat's Cave and waited for Rabbit. He came in a half an hour late, took the stool beside me, and ordered a beer before he turned to me.
Oh, you picked some tough guys to get a line on, Diamond. Oh, I had a bad time.
Stop singing the blues, Rabbit.
And if the guy has worked the rackets, he's been quiet about it. I couldn't find one guy who knew him.
You sure of that, Rabbit?
Oh, sure, I'm sure. I did find a few guys who'd heard of him, though.
Keep talking.
Now, 2 different guys were at Squeaky Horner's floating crap game the other night. And they say a guy named Lewis Dixon was there.
How did they know it was Dixon?
Well, we was flashing dough around, telling everyone what a big shot he was.
But they don't know where he is now.
Well, if they did, I'd tell you. Maybe Squeaky Horner knows. He ran the game.
Well, where's Squeaky now?
When the game folds for a few days, Squeaky hangs out around a penny arcade at 3rd and Chestnut.
I know the place.
Well, then go and talk to him. And let me drink my beer in peace.
I passed a few more insults with Rabbit as I paid a check, then drove to the Penny Arcade, 3rd and Chestnut. Squeaky Horner was hunched over a pinball machine, and when he saw me, his eyes lit up like the tilt sign.
Ricky Diamond, hey. How you been, Rick?
No, not bad, Squeaky. You?
Ah, great. Hey, look at that score. Got a nickel?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Thanks. What brings you down here, Ricky?
I understand a guy named Lewis Dixon was at your game a few nights ago.
Hey, Rick, there's a lot of boys drop in from time to time. It's hard. You say Dixon?
That's right.
Yeah, I remember him, a blowhard. Every time he rolled a dice, he said, Lewis Dixon's the best crap shooter in town. Prove it, Dice. That's what he said.
You ever seen him before, Squeaky?
Let me see. No, he was a stranger. I got a good memory for faces. This boy I never seen before.
Oh, great. Was he with anyone you might know?
I'm afraid not, Rick. He come alone and he left alone. Wish I could help you, though.
Thanks, anyway.
Thank you for the nickel. Man, hey, look at that score go up.
Squeaky's score was running very high, but mine was still 0. So far, not one definite lead as to the whereabouts of Lewis Dixon. I spent another half hour combing the known informers, but to no avail. A little after 5, I went to a phone booth and called my client, Fred Lane.
Hello?
Mr. Lane?
Who's this?
Richard Diamond.
It's Walt, Rick.
Walt, what are you doing there?
Can't you guess?
Oh, no.
Red Lane, your client, Rick?
Yeah?
Better get over here right away. You are now unemployed.
Lane?
That's right. Murdered.
Before we continue with Richard Diamond, here is an important question.
How mild can a cigarette be?
How mild can a cigarette be? Here's a good way to find out.
Make the 30-day Camel Mildness Test a sensible test based on steady smoking. Smoke only Camels for the next 30 days and compare them in your T-zone. T for throat, T for taste.
See how much you enjoy Camel's rich, full flavor, pack after pack, as your steady smoke.
See how well Camels agree with your throat week after week as your steady smoke.
You'll soon see why. Camel is America's most popular cigarette by billions of cigarettes per year.
Yes, and you'll soon be a steady Camel smoker.
How mild can a cigarette be? Make the Camel 30-day test and you'll see. Smoke Camels and see.
And now, back to Richard Diamond, Private Detective, starring Dick Powell.
Fred Lane's body lay on the floor of his den. There was a letter opener lying beside the body, and it fit the hole in his back. Tomorrow morning's paper would carry Fred Lane's obituary. It would tell where he was born, what he did with his life, and when he died. But it wouldn't tell who killed him. And that's what I wanted to find out.
Looks like you really put up a fight, Rick?
Yeah, the room's torn up a lot. Who did it, Walt?
Louis Dixon, the guy you've been out looking for.
Do you have him?
Mrs. Lane gave us the information. Seems Dixon came here to the house about 2 hours ago. He wanted more dough for Mrs. Lane.
Pretty nervy to come right here.
Yeah. Guess she figured Lane might be out. Anyway, Mrs. Lane called her husband. Fred came in, invited Dixon into the den for a talk, and sent Mrs. Lane upstairs.
Oh, well, that fits. Lane starts beating up Dixon. Dixon grabs the letter opener and kills Lane.
That's where it figures. Mrs. Lane said she heard a struggle, but her husband had told her to stay in her room, and then she heard Dixon run out, so she came down and found the body and called us.
Did you get the prints off the letter opener?
Nope. Miss Lane said Dixon was wearing a pair of gloves when he came in. Chances are he never took them off.
Oh, that's great. Well, Fatty, I hope you have more luck picking up Dixon than I had. Nobody around town seems to know him.
Well, Miss Lane gave us a good description. I put out an APB. What about you? You still on the case?
I was about to give it up when I phoned. But I can keep going as long as my legs hold up.
Good. I'd like to nab this Dixon guy as quick as possible.
Me too, Walt. I don't like people to go around killing my clients. Just isn't good for business. The boys were taking a body down to the morgue as I left. It looked like a hard day for my shoe leather. The only thing I could do was keep pounding the pavement in search of someone who knew or had known Lois Dixon. Cigarette stands, boogie joints, cheap boarding houses, nothing. Down to the Bowery, missions, small bars, guys on the corners.
Lois Dixon? Yeah, never heard of him.
And so it went. I headed back for my office in the comfort that comes when you sit in a chair with your feet on the desk. But when I reached the entrance of the office building, Squeaky Horner was standing there waiting for me.
Hey, Ricky, where you been? I've been waiting here a long time, almost an hour.
Oh, what's on your mind, Squeaky?
You still looking for Louis Dixon?
That's a silly question. Why?
Because I seen him about an hour and a half ago.
Are you sure?
Sure, I'm sure. I got a good memory for faces. After I leave the arcade, I'm walking up 3rd and I see him. Big as life.
Where is he now?
I tail him, see? He goes into Henry's flop house. He's staying in one of Henry's rooms. Not in a hall like most of the guys. He's under another name.
What name, Squeaky?
Jack Layton. You want I should take you to the place, Ricky?
Yeah, Squeaky. I want this you should.
Here's the room, Ricky. You want I should knock?
Never mind.
What?
Just hold it right there, Layton. Or is it Dixon?
What are you talking about? What's the idea of busting in here like this?
What about it, Squeaky? Is he the guy?
No doubt about it, Ricky. He's the same guy who was at the game a few nights ago.
What game are you talking about? I never seen you before in my life.
All right, Squeaky. I can take it from here. Thanks a lot.
Anytime, Ricky.
Hey, what gives anyway, bud?
Suppose you tell me, Dixon.
Why do you keep calling me Dixon? The name's Jack Layton.
Well, we'll see about that. There's one person who should be able to identify you for sure. Fred Lane's widow. Get your hat, pal. Well, it looked like the end of a hard day. I forced Layton, or Dixon, outside and into my car. Then we drove to the Lane house on Riverside. The police had left and Mrs. Lane was alone. I took my man inside and Mrs. Lane looked at him closely. I knew it would be just like the movies. She'd point and say, "That's him. That's the man, Mr. Diamond."
I'm sorry, Mr. Diamond.
What?
I've never seen this man before in my life.
This, dear children, is the story of why a detective gets ulcers. But as I was driving Layton back toward town, I began thinking. Squeaky Horner had never been wrong about a man before. And why had Dixon been so hard to locate? I hadn't been able to turn up one man who knew him. So instead of driving Layton back to his room, I drove to the Brewster Hotel, where Lane said Dixon had been registered for a week. There it was a different story. The desk clerk positively identified Jack Layton as the man who had registered as Louis Dixon. At last, things began to shape up.
Why did you bring me here to your office? I want to get back to my room.
You heard what the desk clerk said. You registered as Louis Dixon. Why?
Oh, that desk clerk was loony. He made a mistake. You heard what Mrs. Lane said. She never saw me before.
So she said. But I think differently, Layton. And up here all alone, we can have a nice little chat. You're going to tell me all about it.
I got nothing to say.
No? Well, then suppose I open the conversation. Now, that was the first sentence, Layton. Now, do I start on a paragraph, or will you talk instead?
I don't know a thing.
Okay, stupid. We'll do it the hard way.
Yes? Oh, Mr. Diamond.
Hello, Mrs. Lane. Mind if I come in?
Of course not. Please do.
Suppose we go into the den. I'd like to have a little talk with you, Mrs. Lane.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm not feeling too well, Mr. Diamond. The shock and all.
Oh, yes, of course. It must have been trying, my bringing that Leighton man here for you to identify.
Well, yes, it was. If you could come back tomorrow, perhaps.
Oh, I'm afraid not, honey. No.
Very well. I'm sorry you picked up the wrong man, Mr. Diamond.
Oh, sure, yes. It's funny. 2 other people swore he was the man known as Louis Dixon.
Well, it's hard to identify someone accurately, I imagine. But I was certain he wasn't Dixon.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've tidied up the den quite a bit.
Just what is it you wanted to talk to me about, Mr. Diamond?
Well, there's no hurry. Say, this is a handsome room. Nice house, too. And all yours, along with everything else your husband owned.
It's rather a cruel thing to say.
Oh, come off it, Mary. It was a wild scheme.
What do you mean?
I mean that you invented a phony character, a Louis Dixon, and set up a murder with every clue pointing to a man who never existed.
You're crazy.
No, Mary. You were crazy to think a stunt like this would ever work. You hired a bum named Jack Leighton, gave him money, had him register at the Brewster Hotel as Louis Dixon. Then you had him hit some of the gambling joints and make sure people heard his name as Louis Dixon. Then he was to disappear.
I won't stay here and be insulted.
No? Oh, soon I'll take it down to headquarters. You can be insulted there.
Well, I hope you have proof, Mr. Diamond. You'll need it.
Well, Leighton was reluctant at first, but let's say I persuaded him to talk. I dropped him by the 5th precinct on my way over here.
How much do you make as a private detective, Mr. Diamond?
Oh, Mary, don't talk like that. First chance you got, you'd stick a knife in my back, too.
It was just a suggestion. After all...
Oh, no. Drop it now. Well. First a letter opener on your husband, and now you try to bean me with a paperweight. Honey, you're just not safe around a desk, are you?
Rick?
Yes, Helen, dear?
I've been thinking.
Show off.
No, really. I think you should put your business on a more dignified level.
You don't say.
You should try and attract a higher type clientele.
Oh, I don't know. This Lane fellow I work for today was no slouch.
But what happened to him? He got killed. That's the trouble with your cases. They're too dangerous. If you don't get into trouble, your clients do.
True.
You should concentrate on more simple cases for wealthy clients, like divorce cases and inheritance claims.
Oh, great. Maybe I should even carry a powder puff in my shoulder holster.
All right, so it wouldn't be as exciting. Get the same fee and you wouldn't get so many black eyes.
Then I couldn't come here to you for sympathy, dear.
Rick, I'm serious.
Okay, honey, okay. Now tell me, just how do I go about attracting a higher type clientele, as you put it?
Well, you start off by putting on a more pretentious front.
Meaning I eat more?
Meaning you act a little more dignified.
Well, do go on, Miss Asher.
You should also have someone at the office to answer the phone for you.
Oh, Helen, it only rings once or twice a day. I think I have enough strength to pick up the receiver that often.
Well, it's strictly for appearances.
Oh, I see. Anyone in mind for the job?
Well, I have a lot of free time.
Oh, fine, dear, fine. I'm glad it's free. I should be able to afford that.
And then after we build up the business... Rick, are you listening?
Oh, sure, baby, sure.
You are not. You're just waiting for me to take a pause so you can sneak in a song.
Oh, honey, how can you be so suspicious? But, since you did bring up the matter,
I should have known better.
Oh, live and learn, dear, live and learn. If they ask me, I could write a book about the way you walk and whisper and look. I could write a preface on how we met, so the world would never forget. And the simple secret of the plot is just to tell them
that I love you a lot. Then the world discovers, as my book ends, how to make two lovers of friends. Then the world discovers, as my book ends, how to make two lovers of friends.
Oh, very nice.
Well, thank you, sweet.
Only now let's get back to your business.
Oh, who wants to talk about business? Come here.
Now, Rick, stop it. Rick, I wanted to... Oh, Rick.
Now then, you were saying I shouldn't get on a more dignified level.
I was?
Oh, that's what I like. A gal with a one-track mind.
Dick Powell will return in just a moment.
What's America's most popular cigarette?
Camel is in the lead by billions of cigarettes per year.
One reason is that America's smokers have found out how rich, how flavorful Camels are, pack after pack.
Another reason is that America's smokers have discovered how well Camels agree with their throats week after week.
Are you smoking the cigarette America enjoys most? If not, start smoking mild, flavorful Camels tonight.
How mild, how mild, how mild can a cigarette be? Make the Camel 30-day test and you'll see. Smoke Camels and see.
Here's Dick Powell with a special message.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, as a token of friendship and to help show hospitalized veterans and service personnel that America remembers them, the makers of Camels send thousands of packs of Camels to service and veterans hospitals every week. This week, the gift Camels are going to Veterans Hospitals, Minneapolis, Minnesota, and Bay Pines, Florida, U.S. Naval Hospital, Memphis, Tennessee, to all hospitals operated by the Alaskan Air Command. Now, until next week, enjoy Camels. I always do.
Tonight's adventure of Richard Diamond was written by Dick Carr with music by Frank Worth. Virginia Gregg was heard as Helen Asher and Alan Reed as Lieutenant Walt Levinson. Others in the cast were Benny Rubin, Mary Jane Croft, Howard McNear, and Peter Leeds. Richard Diamond, Private Detective, is transcribed in Hollywood by Jaime Del Valle. Be sure to listen to another great Camel show, Vaughn Monroe and the Camel Caravan, every Saturday night. Listen next week for another exciting adventure of Richard Diamond, starring Dick Powell.
Now stay tuned, for This Is Your FBI, followed immediately by Ozzie and Harriet over most of these stations.